with
Well,
Consul
thank you
General.
for also
Yes.
for your questions.
Well, thank you. Consul General Lim, well, we always ask, did you enjoy your stay in Los Angeles, California as Consul General? What did you enjoy most, and what will you miss?
I should say that's a secret because they might not allow me to stay here longer. But well, it's enjoyable to be in Los Angeles. It's for one, it's a fantastic place. It's pretty much not just the entertainment capital of the world, but also the migration destination of many peoples around the world. So here you learn a lot from other cultures. You pretty much you see a lot of say Mexicans calling this their home, a lot of Armenians, a lot of Ethiopians, Persians, and of course Filipinos calling this part of the world their home. So you learn from a lot of them, and from our people, for me to serve as Consul General in Southern California, it's very educational. I learn from the stories of many Filipinos, their challenges and their successes. You'll be thrilled when you hear the stories of like first generation Filipinos in terms of how they overcame a bit of the discrimination that they initially felt when they first came here.
And speaking of challenges, what had been your greatest challenge, considering that California or Southern California has the greatest concentration of Filipino Americans?
Aside from the drought,
Yes.
I think the challenge is pretty much how to touch base with a big population. If I had like 48 hours a day, I would pretty much be able to accomplish more, be able to talk with a lot more of our people, and distill some of the lessons they've learned when they were here. Because for many of us, those who serve in the consulate, we're just transients here, where we have a specific tour of duty, and then after that we leave. But many of our compatriots, this is their home, so they learn to understand the different cycles of the communities here, and they pretty much have interesting stories. And if you want to piece together some of their stories, it's pretty much a nice, I'd say, beads of pearls that you can piece together and present as the Filipino migrant stories here in this part of the world.
And you must have enjoyed your visits to your areas of jurisdiction, because you had to do consular outreaches in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, all of Southern California, and of course Southern Nevada. And that was a wonderful time for you.
Yes, as I told you, I should keep it a secret. Otherwise, more people will replace me. But you're right. It's interesting because even if they have a lot of similarities, the states have distinct features that you can admire in terms of the mix of the people. And even now that we try to monitor, say, the primaries, you'll be surprised on the viewpoints of Filipinos within these states and the viewpoints of the other migrants within this 5 states that they cover. So for us, it's rewarding that we're able to interact with many of the locals.
And speaking of secrets that you will reveal on this program, what would you like the next Consul General to know about the Philippine American community? And any special tips or special recommendation?
I think for many of us, we need to understand not only probably the reasons behind our nationals going to, say, live in the U.S. or in Southern California, but they're also their aspiration for their families, because many of them would want their children, grandchildren to reconnect with their heritage and their motherland. So for us to be able to guide them and curate for them that the best way LP here in Southern California or Southern Nevada, and how to reconnect to their heritage is rewarding enough, because some of them would not know how the early Filipinos were able to pretty much be part of the community builders in many of the communities in this part of the world. So if I can share that with my successor, and then pretty much share with my successor the programs and even the aspirations of many organizations here in the U.S., probably I've done my share in terms of educating him or her on what's interesting about being posted as Consul General in Los Angeles.
That's nice.